just apple juice.
Well, like if I ordered a glass of grape juice, that's weird, right? That's a little kid drink. When was the last time you had grape juice?
I've never had grape juice. I didn't even know they sold that.
You've never had grape juice?
Really?
Is it real from grapes? I mean, they like milk a bunch of grapes.
Name the juices in the UK.
It's like
Name them.
It's like wine without the fun bits.
Oh, you got orange juice, you got apple juice, and then you maybe got some like cranberry, and maybe some like apple and pear, and then
Yeah, okay.
your mixtures of different.
A fruit punch.
And then you got cloudy apple juice, which is way better than just.
They sell it differently. Is
Yeah.
that what we call cider?
They're slightly different processes, I think.
When does a juice become a cider? What happens?
Booze.
When
Is
it
it just
grows
where
up?
they make it? Is that what it is?
No, because you get apple
Spices.
cider in the States that's not
Chris
alcoholic.
really
Like you
proud of
can
that
get
answer.
hard cider, but soft cider, like for the holidays and stuff, is
You guys,
you
you're
get
getting way
cloudy.
too complex here. Soft ciders and hard ciders. What's a cider? What is it? What is a cider?
made out of apples,
Yeah, but so is apple
unless
juice.
it's made out of pears.
It's spices.
Spices. I'm gonna go with Chris's answer.
Yeah,
Spices.
yeah, it's spices and it's cider.
All right, I'm gonna go to the internet and find out when does a cider become a
wanna-
cider.
I'm calling
What do
bullshit
you
on
mean you
this.
didn't know what grape had a juice?
Well, I just never bought grape juice. Like, is it flavored? You
It's
know, you
just-
get-
It's
You've
purple.
literally
It's
never
just
had
wine
grape
that's
juice?
not. It's wine that's not alkalized. Fermented is what I was looking for.
that sounds terrible.
Oh yeah,
What?
it must be the cloudy version. Cider is a term used in the United States and parts of Canada for the unfiltered, unsweetened, non-alcoholic beverage made from apples. So it's just unfiltered basically and unsweetened.
So it's like the good kind of sake.
It's cloudy. Yeah. It's
So
cloudy
why
apple juice.
doesn't grape juice? Why haven't I heard of that?
I don't know.
Why haven't you heard of that?
So how old are you in the UK when you can have wine at dinner? Because in Paris, it's like they give it to you in a baby.
I'm probably like 14 or something.
Yeah, 14,
If
right?
you're with a parent.
You
Like-
get it in the sippy cup.
Yeah.
Like we had at you both came to the New Year's party. Did you come, Chris?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, that was gonna be really embarrassing for a second.
See, that's more offensive though, because you didn't remember that he was there. He made no impression on you at the
I was
party.
just making sure. I suddenly had this moment of, oh shit, did I mention the New Year's Eve party in front of Chris? Patrick was invited and didn't come.
Oh,
He just ditched.
wow.
He was like, nah, I'm doing my own thing. He had plans, he said. Plans. Who has
Well,
plans on New Year's?
I was there.
Such a fake story. But
Please, they're alternative facts now.
it was an alternative fact that Patrick just laid down. We had all the champagne that we drank. The champagne drinkers destroyed the liquor drinkers. We had probably half of a bottle of whiskey gone by the end of the night, but we had about 24 empty champagne bottles.
I was
It
thinking about
nuts.
that. I was thinking about that recently. Well,
Go
not
ahead.
recently, more. I think it was the location of the champagne, right by the kitchen. People are like, "Where's champagne?" I don't even. The liquor was like hidden around the corner.
Hidden around the corner.
It was on the bar,
It
wasn't
was
it?
in the bar.
Yeah, well, hidden around the corner at the bar.
It's just too far.
So
It's
how
just too
many
far.
bottles
Is
of
it the wrong
champagne
bar?
did you buy?
I think we bought 30 altogether.
How much did that party cost you?
Champagne?
It cost us not in what people drank, but in stuff that we miscalculated. Like, but at the end of the party, I had about 30 limes, and I always overestimate the amount of beer that my friends will drink. And I had that cooler. I have a really badass cooler that's a wine barrel that's cut in half, so it's really cool, and it looks great when you fill it up with beer. Probably 2 beers were taken out of it the entire night. So I overbought beer by about 60
I think
beers.
beer's out. I think people don't want beer anymore.
No, I like beer, but it was like again,
Hidden.
it was hidden.
It was out of the way. Gotcha,
was.
Chris.
You need you need to hire a bloke just walking around with a tray of beer and whiskey. Apparently, for
There were
Chris.
shots in the hall closet, so Chris didn't get find those either. It was a big Easter egg hunt to find booze
wine coolers in the hot tub.
at the house. Oh,
Hidden.
at the party with all the champagne that we drank, we also additionally had for the boys who stayed up that night until I think 1:30 in the morning. That's probably criminal for an 11-year-old like Teddy, but they had sparkling grape juice. Have you not seen that before?
No.
Really? Wow. Because there was a couple of kids, a couple of
what
people brought their
grapes?
kids to the party and they ran around upstairs. And we had sparkling grape juice for them to drink at New Year's like everybody else.
What grape type is it?
Well, there's all kinds of, I can't believe we're having a whole section of the podcast
there's
dedicated to
white
grape
grapes,
juice.
and then there's red grapes.
There's
But what's
Concord.
What's the
grape juice.
What's the juice made of?
Gavin, it's just grape juice. What's apple juice made of?
Or is it red or green grapes?
There's 2 different kinds of, oh, here we go. There's 2 different kinds of grape juice. There's the purple grape juice and there's the white grape juice, which comes from quote unquote white grapes, which are green grapes.
Wait, so That's a blueberry grape there. What's that?
It's blueberries and grapes.
Blueberries and grapes.
Chris thought he learned about a whole new fruit, a blueberry grape.
That's my bad.
Grape juice is usually grape juice is made from purple grapes.
Literally, I need someone from the UK to tell me on Twitter using hashtag #RTPodcast that somebody's obsessed with the fact that they think my hands look small. My hands look normal size.
You look
don't
very
they?
presidential.
You've been trumped?
I don't know. I think they're trying to trump me. I don't know what's happening.
Do we need
But
to rescue
I need someone
his...
on Twitter to tell me from the UK that you know what the fuck grape juice is, that you've heard of this before.
Do we need to rescue his wife from that?
UK grape juice, not a thing. They've only ever heard of. I'm from the UK. I've only heard of grape juice from American TV shows.
So is it
Andrew
good,
Lewis
Is it good
said
like
that.
grapes, or is it just grape? Does it taste like
it's
eating a
very
grape?
sugary.
Gavin, listen to me. Do you know what apple juice is? Does apple juice taste like apples?
Yeah,
It's a good
Ish.
apple
like
juice.
the cloudy
does.
stuff does. Yeah,
Yeah,
tastes like apples.
right. So that's it. Go for it.
But that
grape
sounds
juice.
rank.
You should have. I can't believe you heard grape juice. We gotta get
Like
Gavin's
I
grape
like
juice.
I like a grape because of the and it's like, oh yeah, it's like a nice little packet of goodness. I don't want just the juice from a grape.
Well, you
Who
like
would
an
want that?
apple because it's like the thing with a packet of goodness, and you still like the juice enough to order it on planes.
It's not like a one bite thing.
Do you like wine?
Yeah,
Wine's made out of grapes, Gavin.
it doesn't taste like a grape though.
Grape
I'm
juice
never like
is awfully sugary in comparison to wine, though.
No, it's juice versus wine. Sure. Yeah.
I'm not convinced there's real grapes in it. I just don't see how that could be a good drink.
I can't believe I've known you this long and then we just discovered you
if I
don't know what
press,
grape juice
if I
is.
got a whole,
We have a whole shirt where you like grapes.
I love grapes. It doesn't say people like grape juice. That's insanity. If I got a whole wedge of grapes,
Thanks for saying that you love grapes because now we get to make a whole new shirt. You've upped the ante.
if I smashed a whole bunch of grapes into juice, I don't think that would taste like grape juice. What you have.
What?
That's exactly what grape juice is.
It is.
That's the grapiest grape juice.
Do we have any
you can
grape
have.
juice?
Northern Ireland checking in. They know about grape juice. So, are you guys going to keep Northern Ireland for the thing? For the Brexit? Are you guys going to keep them? You're going to lose them, aren't you? You're going to lose Scotland
Well,
and
they're
Northern
still-
Ireland.
Are you going to adopt them out?
I
You're
don't know.
going to lose them, right?
Blew off all bits of my house the other day.
Oh, would it blow off?
Like the window frame.
Shingles and stuff?
The wind blew off my placemat. Like I walked.
Hope you can rebuild, Chris.
Oh, no, it was really weird because I walked out. I was like, "There's no welcome mat."
That was no welcome for anyone.
And then I had to go on. I found it on the
Placemat.
ground on the bottom floor.
Placemat. Okay.
That's what I was thinking too.
The mat for your entire place.
so you live at what? Not on the ground floor.
Third, yeah. And it's gone. And I was like,
I like the idea of Chris going out to eat dinner over his welcome mat. Then sure enough, he goes out and his placemat.
"What? Did I say the wrong word?"
Placemat's under a dinner dish.
That's right.
or-
That's right.
I mean, you could say it's the mat for your place, but
That's what I was thinking.
my place is mat. That's how you would say that. That's how you would say
An
that.
apostrophe there.
Apostrophe. Yeah, the possessive makes all the difference in that one.
Yeah, we
What
had
happens in your life? Just like the funniest stuff must happen. Do you just think the funniest things when you're just out on your own in the world?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I probably think about the same things you think. I mean,
Just
earlier
hilarious.
you asked me if I shoved a fork up my ass.
Chris, you're not gonna tell
What?
the secret conversations we had.
what,
So I thought it'd
time
be a,
end or
I thought it'd be a fun game, right? There's a plastic fork over there.
Can we
And I
get
thought,
Can we get a? Is there a plastic fork?
We're gonna need a fork. One of the ones from the pizza. But that was a private conversation. between
I'm
us,
sorry, I
Chris.
didn't mean. Well, you don't have to explain it.
No, I want to now.
Okay.
You brought it up.
I guess I did bring it up loaded. You asked me if I could shove a fork up my ass.
So I had this, right? And I was like, oh, it's going to sound so stupid because it involves grapes again.
why does it involve grapes?
So I was like, Chris, do you think, look at this fork. I was like, do you think if you put the fork in this way, halfway in your asshole, just get it about there and then clench, could you pick up a grape with it?
With the back end of it?
No, this is the ass here. That's the anus.
Got it.
Okay.
But could you, do you have the anal dexterity to then pick up a grape that was on a table?
It's a deep squat to get down. It's on a table. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's what I said.
And
Yeah.
Chris was like, I absolutely could do that. And I was like, a ripe, a not overripe grape is very tough. And it might have that sort of
Why a grape?
Oh, so you're assuming that
Why is it your go-to
You're assuming
object?
that you need to stab the grape, not scoop it up.
No, yeah, otherwise
Yeah,
it'd be
you
a
gotta-
spoon,
you gotta-
actually.
fork it.
This is a fork.
A lot of people spoon with forks.
Well, that's not how you play the game, Ashley.
No, I just think that would be a very interesting game.
Well, here's
It
the
wouldn't
thing.
be filmable, though.
You have to
We
get
can-
far enough in your anus with that.
You could
but
do
then
it.
also you have to clear the cheeks.
Look, it's easier if you hold the fork, because then you can, like, visualize it
Demonstrate.
better.
You could do it if you had a hole in your pants.
Almost.
That's just
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
hole in your pants.
Why
Well,
would
no,
you need
if we were
going
going
to
to make a video out of it.
I'm not volunteering.
So the problem with this scenario, Chris, is you don't want to get your butt out. Is that that's really the problem? with
No,
this thing?
he's trying to figure out ways to make this filmable.
Okay, let's do this. So I got the fork in my hand right now for you audio listeners, and there's probably about 3 inches of handle, maybe like 3.5, 4. So
Looks
how
like-
much of
That
that?
looks like 7.
How much? No, excuse me. This is a 10-inch fork.
Chris was adding another
Ashley's scale.
variable. Chris was
I
adding
appreciate
the,
Ashley's scale.
he was adding the additional challenge. There'd be a line on the fork, and you weren't allowed to go in deeper than the line. So you actually had to clench to hold the fork.
So how much do I need? There, you just tell me when to stop. I'll move
Okay.
my fingers up, and that's enough to clench.
Keep going. Keep going. About there.
You need that much in there? Okay.
I think I'd need more.
Can you clear your cheeks though from anus to edge
Yeah,
of cheek?
that's what the rest of the spare room is for. That's cheek clearage.
this the rest of the handle.
Yeah.
You wait, hold on.
But then you've only got like this much
Oh,
of
I
the
didn't
fork
even
coming
think
out.
about cheek.
Hold
You
on,
only
you
got this
think
much
you
of the
can
fork-
clench it
of
if
the
you
fork?
have 1 inch in?
What's this?
You
Go
think
ahead.
you can clench if you have like 1 inch in?
Yeah, if you get just like you get it in there.
But then it's gonna wobble.
Yeah, it's gonna wobble big time.
Well, I mean,
No,
also,
'cause you
Look, there's only
you got
one way
cheeks
to
there
be
too.
for sure.
You're doing a full glute press.
That's not a glute press. You want your glutes nice and loose. You
I
need your
think what-
butthole puckered. Totally different.
I think the challenge would be
If you
clenching-
clench your glutes, then you're gonna need more length on the fork.
Hey, if we write our own wedding vows, can I include in yours? You need your butthole puckered. Can you include that in it? That'd
I
be
just
great.
think at each grasp of the grape, like you're gonna have to clench, but you'll probably miss a few times, and the clench over a long period of time will be the hard part.
the clench over. Oh, so it's just like
Just like
it's an
permanent-
endurance thing.
Yeah,
Well,
unless you just don't want to clench.
You're not used to making a stabbing motion with your butt. That's not. I'm gonna hand this back to you. This fork feels weird in my hands now. I don't want to
I'm
deal
gonna
with it
eat
anymore.
with it.
But somehow I think that's a video. I don't know how, but
Make the video then.
Yeah, I don't know. During this conversation, I can't stop clenching my butthole, just like protectively.
I might instinctively clenching as well.
Like you're okay, little buddy.
You're gonna be fine.
you think forking or spooning would be harder? I think forking would, because you're pressing against your own clench.
Well, I don't know.
No,
Spooning-
that motion is scooping up a grape. Try scooping up a grape in a spoon with your hands. It's impossible.
Does anyone have a grape?
I think the spoon would be harder because you'd have to like maneuver. It's more dexterity.
Now, if let's say
That's
I
in
put
the hips at that point. Not in
if
the
I put a
clench.
spoon up my butt and I feed Chris some cereal, then that is a different thing because that's a spoon-based objective.
Do you have to scoop up the cereal, or is
Yeah,
it just
you gotta
okay.
give the scoop and then drive it like the airplane coming into the hangar. Chris, here it comes.
the train coming out of a tunnel.
This sounds like $1 million scenario.
Can it be Could it be Cocoa Pebbles?
What's wrong with you?
So that was what I was talking to Chris about before the podcast.
Okay.
Seems like a reasonable conversation to have.
Yeah.
It's very scientific.
Is this what?
Grape juice.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
no way. You guys got grape
Did
juice?
someone go shopping?
Oh, we're in love.
That's awesome.
You guys are the best. Okay.
So,
So we have
sparkling
two
red
different
grape
kinds of grape
and
juice.
actual grape juice. See, it says it's juice. That's how you know.
All right, I want to read the
Is that
ingredients.
100% pure grape juice?
Is it from
Probably
concentrate?
not. What's the last pure juice you drank?
Oh, it's 100%.
I
grape
drank
juice.
a pure
Made
cran-
from filtered water, grape juice, concentrate, citric acid.
It's grape juice.
What does that mean when it's concentrate? They froze it.
Yeah, it's basically they
it's-
mushed a bunch of grapes up into a frozen ball, and then they mix that in with some other stuff. Not sure why they go through the
Yeah,
concentration
like
product.
why is that a better process than just like
know.
juicing?
I think it's just
Dunno,
because
Chris.
it makes it more compact and it keeps longer and easier.
On the front, it just says not a low calorie food.
My dad, I love my dad.
Here, pass it. We got
He was a
cups.
brilliant guy, but man, he would do some really dumb stuff. Sometimes, like when Atkins became a big deal and people were big into low carbs, he basically just thought carbs meant bread, and that was it. And he would talk about his low carb diet, and he said his favorite snack on his low carb diet was a bowl of popcorn and a glass of juice. I was like, do you not understand what a fucking carb is?
Well,
And I showed it to him, and then he was like, "Oh, I'll switch to milk." And I'm like, "No, look, just read the label. It's full of carbs."
well, all right. I thought the same thing.
Until just now.
What did you think a carb was?
All right,
Bread,
Gavin,
breads,
give this a go.
Okay, give us
like
give us
things
some-
with like wheat.
Wait a second. Have you never taken communion? What do they do for communion in UK?
Wine.
Just straight up wine? They give it to kids?
Pass it
It's
down.
like a sip of wine. Yeah, it's wine.
Okay.
Why? What do you have? Grape juice.
I think we have grape juice
Yeah,
and crackers.
which was always my favorite part of church.
I like that I had a glass of grape juice. I literally haven't
I
drank
feel-
grape juice in years.
I feel like I need to like make you sandwiches and cut the crusts off.
Yeah, I know. Can I get some carrots?
We're breaking boundaries tonight. This will no longer be a kid's drink.
So
This
smell
is
it.
perfectly fine.
How did it smell to you? Tomato juice is another thing too. They have tomato juice in the UK, right?
It smells bad.
No. They have tomato juice.
Tomato juice. Sorry.
Yeah, tomato juice. Need that for the Bloody Marys.
There you go. So, do you somehow have left grape juice off the menu entirely?
It's probably because it's really awful.
No, you're
Have you tasted or just smelled it yet?
Smelled it. Hey,
from
cheers,
concentrate.
everyone.
According to Peter
Cheers.
Hayes, our resident gift maker, from concentrate means the juicing content was dehydrated and compressed. Nothing more. Period. He wrote nothing
So not
more.
frozen.
But it's usually frozen.
Dehydrated.
Well, if you
Yeah,
buy it, if you
compressed.
buy concentrate at the store, it's in the frozen little cans.
All right, I'm going to take a sip of this.
All right.
Oh, that's rough. It just tastes like sugar and like.
What do you think a grape is?
What does that
This is why
taste
kids
like?
drink
It's like
it.
drinking a memory. What is that?
Can we stop the podcast?
I've had that before. That's awful. Did I have grape soda? That is rough.
He said it was such.
What?
He said it was such enthusiasm. It's like drinking a.
I feel like smells and tastes are very closely linked with
I
memories.
just
I get
flashed
that.
it in my eyes. So
I-
we're grape juice and I are very close.
Like, do you
Yeah.
ever just smell like something that you clearly haven't smelled since you were like 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
And
remember
it's
it.
like, oh my god, it's like being at school.
Like your grandparents' house.
but you don't know what it is though.
Yeah, and it just draws you back in.
Yeah.
I still remember that time that we were walking through Belgium.
That's disgusting.
Drink some
Does
beer.
it smell like grape juice?
No, we were walking through Belgium and we were walking through an alleyway, this dingy little alleyway between streets. We were just cutting through it to go from one street to the next. And there was, it was a, like a 1 foot square spot. Only one person could be in it at a time. And it smelled like the world's best smelling pancakes or something, pastries.
Yeah, or a waffle or something.
And we had no idea where the smell was coming from, but we took turns standing in the alley, like rotating
We
through
were
this.
just like, I think we all took a couple of turns.
all-
We were just huffing the air in this little square. Just like, it's so good. It's like, it's the best smelling alley. And then the other two would be like, oh, I've lost it. I can't smell it.
Like we were all walking through in a line, and we all stopped, and we looked back, like, what was that? That wonderful smell. So we stopped and went back and smelled it.
And we tried to find where it's coming from and eat there, but there wasn't really anything there.
So I recently read a article about an experimental technique
This is for you, Gavin.
where they
that good?
use.
Sparkling grape.
All right, I'm going to dump out my other stuff.
and look this
you
up.
can pour
I
in
just
mine.
bottoms up.
Good job.
This is the same, but
That's
this is the same, but it's
sparkling.
fizzy. It sounds even worse. Oh, it came out really slowly at first.
Okay.
Kind of mad it's not purple.
It's a magnetic brain stimulation. It's a technique they have, and it improves your precision memory, a precise type of memory.
What
So
are you
where-
talking about?
Okay. So they take a magnet and they go zun, 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 zun on your head.
But where did this come from?
I don't know. Somebody's studying with magnets and
No, I
heads.
mean, where did this conversation
Is
come
this
from?
based on the alley?
You're talking about memory. You were talking about memory and how smells lead to memory. And
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that jogged my memory.
Okay.
that
with
I had read an
magnets.
article about.
Did you smell something?
No, we didn't smell. I smelled a magnet. I smelled a magnet in the air.
So you put a magnet on someone's brain.
Josh Flanagan, by the way, told me.
Duran Duran.
No,
Otherwise,
yeah, don't
the
fuck
world
Dan-
ends.
Duran Duran.
If you pour ozone in a cup,
Go ahead.
it's blue.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Or you can pour ozone.
Gavin, you're telling me you've had a cup of ozone, but you've never had fucking grape juice? How is that fucking possible?
I've never drunk ozone.
Explain that to me. How you've had ozone in a cup?
I've not had
You
it.
don't know what fucking grape juice is. What's your verdict on grape juice?
rancid.
Oh, you're
Nothing like a grape or wine.
no. It's very sweet.
It's very sweet.
Grapes are sweet.
Well, they actually use a very specific kind of grape to make wine, and if you eat the grape, it's awful
Is that what we
because
had?
it's all like shriveled and like dry and like tiny and like really bitter. They use
Raisins.
they use
wine out of
they use the normal like the big grapes. That's just filler in wine.
Yeah,
That's not what makes the wine the wine.
What was I drinking in the Hitman immersion?
I don't know.
That was
Was it grape juice?
carbonated grape juice.
Was it really?
Probably.
Yeah,
That's what that reminded me of.
But white grape juice.
Right.
It
It
was
tastes
white.
like
So
rank crap.
You
And I was-
drank rank crap and didn't ask what it was.
Well, I assume it's not anything bad if it's on set, as a prop.
I always.
But I was
ask.
doing a bit where I was like, I'm gonna just chug all these. And I was like, this is awful. I was pouring them all into one. It was rank. It was that.
I always ask a prop person, "Can I drink this?" before I do it, because I'm always afraid I'm gonna drink it. They're like, that was nail polish remover and glue,
Well,
or something
otherwise,
like that,
or you might take a nice shot and then find out that it was just water.
which we've done before. Yeah, we've had, and we should have Sally join us. But I want to find out two things. I want to find out if she's ever had grape juice in her life. We should get another glass for Sally. And then I also have to find out what was the thing we were talking about earlier. We were going to come back and ask Sally about this biology thing. Somebody on Twitter tell us what we were going to ask Sally about earlier. We said specifically we were going to wait and talk to her about it.
It was a thing. And
Also,
it was important.
we're at the point of the podcast. Remind us if there's any story we started to talk about but then dropped. We're at that
I
point of the
know one.
podcast. What did we drop?
Why I bled my nose.
All
Why
right,
did you bleed your nose?
Sally's a great time to come in if you want to come on in. Does she have a mic?
No, I do.
Hey,
I'm going
Sally,
all
how are you
Madonna on
doing?
you. I'm all right. Let's get in.
I probably should have
I
moved.
cannot believe you've never had grape juice.
Thank you. Thank you.
I knew
See,
you'd come on
you
here
did
and prove me
again.
wrong.
I have been listening from the control room.
You've had
and
grape
it's
juice?
agonizing. Grape juice was probably my favourite juice when I was younger.
A, where
Hey, but
do you
it's a
buy
kid's
it? And
drink.
B,
Tesco's.
it's rank.
I want to try the grape juice that you've got. 'cause
That's sparkling.
there are
that's
two
it.
types. There's the type that smells like grape smelly jellies, and there's the actual decent stuff.
What are smelly jellies?
What smells like?
Gel pens that are scented according to the color of. So you had the purple ones were always grape scented.
Sally, let me ask you a question. Does
Yeah.
it seem like a bad idea that we're teaching children to sniff markers that intently? We have scented markers in the U.S. as
Yeah.
well, but when you get to a certain point in life, if you smell a marker, it's like xylene, and you're gonna eat a hole in your brain.
But you're not supposed to like stick it up your nostril, smell it. It just smells as
You're not huffing
writing.
it?
They always say to waft.
American
Yeah,
kids
it's got to
Yeah.
waft up
like
from
that.
the paper.
But let me ask you this: do you consider grape juice to be a child's drink?
Only in as much as any other juice is.
So like apple
like
juice
apple juice
is
is a
totally
kid's
fine
drink.
to drink.
Well, so I do agree with you on cloudy apple juice.
Cloudy apple
I would
juice is
say
amazing, though.
cloudy apple juice is slightly older than normal apple juice. I think it's because just like when you're younger, you have either orange juice or apple juice or milk. Like those are the kind of three drinks that you
Right.
ever drink.
Or
But
grape
why
juice.
do you have
Or
to grow
grape
out of
juice.
that though?
But I don't. I still drink juice.
I'm
most of
going to
the
feel
time.
self-conscious about getting apple juice forever now.
Why?
Because you said it's like a kid drink, and I always order it.
yeah,
on the plane.
so I wouldn't.
Just making fun of you.
I in no way think, oh, I can't have this juice because it's a kid's drink.
I also want to point out it was in a bottle that was half the size of all the other bottles that were on that same shelf, right?
Well, yeah,
So
it's very sugary.
right.
Only because apple juice is so precious and they can't make too much of it.
I see a glass coming in from the side.
So, well,
I
if,
wa-
if
I
she's
wanna
already tried
try
it, you
this
just get
juice.
to enjoy some apple juice or some
Grape juice. And the sparkling stuff. Have you never had Schlur?
No,
Is this
So
related to
sh-
slurm?
What's Schlur?
Here's
No one
what's
watched.
disturbing me sitting over here, which
No
I
one appreciates the
realized
future.
when Sally was asking Gavin about not having grape juice. Gavin worked in a grocery store as a stock boy. He didn't encounter
I
grape
worked
juice.
in fruit and veg. Where
Oh,
I was
you
dealing-
went fruit and veg.
where I was dealing with actual grapes.
Do
It
you
wasn't
have
bottles
the
of it.
non-sparkling?
We do. Unfortunately, it's not
I
chilled.
also worked in
don't
Waitrose,
care.
and I never shopped at Tesco. So maybe Waitrose.
If you're in
don't have it.
Waitrose, definitely has grape juice. Waitrose is the posh one. So Schlur is the kids training you how to drink wine for those that don't like wine. So Schlur is it's served in like a champagne bottle.
Yeah.
But it's completely non-alcoholic, very sweet.
A little bit like that right there, right? A little bit.
Yeah, but you rarely get red ones. But yeah, a bit like
Okay.
that. So it's the sort of thing that you'd have at a sleepover when you were 13 if you wanted to feel a bit fancy.
Sounds like a
Or-
great time. Sounds like Gavin missed out on the fun sleepover.
Yeah,
guess I did.
basically.
So
Or an immersion suit.
when's the last time you had a sleepover?
2 years ago.
That's a really personal question, isn't it?
It doesn't kind of just. We decided that we hadn't had a sleepover in years, and so we took mattresses into a friend's room.
That's wonderful.
and
So what
just fell asleep.
qualifies as a sleepover? It's got to be your. Nope.
What is that?
I bought Gavin a cup on. It wasn't crowdfunding exactly, but it was like a pre-order. It was that same look and feel of a crowdfunding project where they had the super fancy concept video and everything else. And it was a cup that when you pour liquid into it, it would analyze it. It would tell you the calories. It would tell you the contents of the liquid in the cup and everything.
Yeah, it'd be like
4
this
years
much
now.
orange juice, this
4
many calories.
years?
4 years been waiting for that cup to come
And
in.
all they've done so far is say we know what we're gonna make the cup out of. It doesn't do what we said it would yet, but
This
it's made of
is
this.
an amazing vessel for liquids, and it tells you exactly the calories and the number of milliliters in it and everything on the site. I mean, seriously, I should flog that on the internet.
Do you know I actually have a conspiracy theory about that, about nutritional information
Yeah.
in the U.S.? Nutritional information in the U.S. is literally the only thing that uses metric.
Also
And you
cooking,
don't think about it, but all of our, we talk about ounces, we talk about pounds,
not cooking.
we talk about pints for measurements and everything, but when you look at the nutritional information,
12 fluid ounces.
it's entirely in
Is it
grams.
really?
It's entirely, so if you saw
Here,
a Coke,
12 fluid ounces.
Well, it's like-
in brackets, the milliliters.
I think it's
Right,
more like
exactly
like
right.
yeah,
So
it's
that's
like
a 12-ounce Coke.
calories,
really
grams.
quickly, how many milliliters is a 12-ounce Coke? You had a 12-ounce can in your hand a billion times. How many milliliters is it?
Wait, milliliters? It's,
Mhm.
Wait, isn't it just like 100 more? Or
100 more?
wait, hold on. I'm on. Wait.
So-
How many
12
mils
wait,
are in
A
this
tw- that's a
can?
12-ounce Coke, right?
Wait, 12-ounce Coke.
This
How
is
many
a normal can of Coke.
Right. How many milliliters are in a 12-ounce Coke? It's conversion here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I
yeah,
wouldn't
I don't
know-
know.
I
I don't
wouldn't
know.
have
Does anybody know off the top of their
12
head?
I
ounce,
know off the top of my
probably
head, but I
like
don't know the ounces.
six-
Yeah, I wouldn't know flaws.
Yeah.
6 milliliters?
6 milliliters. See, this is Sally's
Wait,
No.
Wait, Chris.
100 milliliters.
Chris, think of what a milliliter is first, and then answer.
Milliliter, like small?
No,
Can
no,
you-
no.
No,
What
wait.
is a milliliter?
Milla. Break it down
it's
to Milla.
100.
Oh,
Wait, no. There's 100 milliliters in a liter, right? No, wait,
100
no.
milliliters in a milliliter.
That would be.
Wait, hold on.
surely
Hold on.
I
I
can
am
do that.
dying inside.
Wouldn't that be a
Wait,
centiliter?
hint is. Wait, I could.
Penta.
There's like
Centa, I think you said.
centa.
Go ahead. What is centa?
100. Cent is 100.
Great. So what's milli?
1,000.
There you go, buddy.
There we go.
Yay!
Nailed it.
So,
Do you have a concept of how big a liter of water is?
Liters, like. It's that big. A liter is like that.
What would I mean, it's not, but what would 1,000th of that look like?
1,000th of this would be that much, like just
So-
like a little inch.
What is this?
What did I say? I don't even remember what I said.
You said it was
6
100
mil.
more.
But I think people
Okay.
learn like what is a decent amount of sugar, for instance, in a Coke, because that's how you'd look at that.